The Shlumpedcast.
What it do, Slump Crew? We back at it again with my boy Alex the Bow.
How's it going, everybody?
Sir, and then we got your boy right here, Sir Fluff.
Yeah. And welcome to myself, El Armero.
Hey, Armero, special guest today.
What's up, guys?
So today we're going to be talking about OnlyFans on...
Oh, what do you like on OnlyFans?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He goes ahead and does his magic on there.
He got a knife at him on all times, bro. Don't mess with him.
Hey, we talking about top flight security today.
Security of the world, Craig.
Yes, everybody.
You don't look
ladies
like a
and
damn
gentlemen,
snitch to me.
we're going to be talking about, I guess the main topic is security work in general, security guard, bodyguarding,
It's called executive security.
executive
That's the exact
security.
term for it.
Yeah, so it's called executive security. For everybody, cheers.
Cheers. It's a special occasion. So what's in that? In that 45 millimeter? No, I'm joking. What's in there?
A little tequila, get you
Tequila. Okay.
tequila, get you loose.
I know my allergies been acting up recently, so
Yeah, you know what? His allergies have been fucking him up.
Hijos de Villa. Shout
Ooh.
out.
I got that for my birthday.
Oh, he got AK too.
Got that for my birthday, so shots out the way. What y'all got for me?
All right, so you got any questions in mind before I go through notes?
Well, the first one I want to talk about.
Okay.
So, security work. I'm pretty sure we all know what it. Basically, we have a good idea of what it is. You have your main. What would you client? You always call them clients, or?
So it's clients. It's people you take care of. Pretty much whatever they call themselves. If you work for a company, it's your client. If you're executive security, it's who you're taking care of. Your, I guess your mark, your target. Whoever you're making sure gets home. And for me, luckily, it's one of my friends, one of my buddies. So we're already family. So we're making sure all the family gets back home.
Okay, yeah. So one thing we were talking about earlier, that I mentioned, I know it's not always easy for you to bodyguard certain people, but in this particular case, you're close with him, so
Definitely
more chemistry.
Yeah.
Easier. But how about when you don't have chemistry with your client or the person you're protecting?
There's been times where you just do regular gigs or whatever, and they ask you, hey, you've got to make sure that somebody gets from point A to point B, and they're assholes, so you do your job, you take them from point A to point B, call it a day, and that's it. But
Don't make it personal. No, nothing.
Yeah, you don't make it personal. You don't, because some people are absolute dicks. They think that you're beneath them and you're there to serve them
because they're paying you to do it.
Because they're paying you to do it. But if some shit were to pop off, I bet
the
you.
first ones that run into you.
Help me!
Yeah. So luckily I haven't been in too many situations where it's like that. But there's a few times that I've had to be like, hey, what up?
Yeah.
So
I understand, because I know in certain situations you have the way you do things.
Yeah.
And they want to do the complete opposite.
Yeah. Because I'm from Houston, so at the end of the day,
H-Town.
H-Town representer. Shout out to my cousin Hector. You already know. But no, yeah, it just at the end of the day, your personality comes out. And I'm already a professional person, so when my hood comes out, it becomes a professional hood. So it lets them know that you're stern, but you're fair with them.
Yeah, because you don't want no punk ass looking security.
Hell no,
either,
And I mean, 360 pounds, give or take 40 pounds here and there. You look good. You look husky. You look like you're there for a reason.
You don't want no pasty looking 180.
Hell no.
180 pound
Hell
guy.
no. I
Josh.
mean, there's a few guys that are small, but fucking there.
They'll mess you up.
Dude.
Oh yeah, son chiquitos pero picosos. You know what I'm saying?
So you worked at Cricket. What made you quit Cricket then and went into security work?
Let me rephrase that. What made you like finally quit?
So
Like,
Yeah.
So a little backstory. Me and Luis here, we used to work at Cricket together. And I had been there for like 12 years, ever since I was like 18. And it was just I think I felt like I had reached that ceiling and I couldn't go any higher. So, I just looked for something else, looked for something a little bit more money, and it worked out. And I've always done security even through Cricket. It's just here recently I've decided to do it more frequently than I had before. So, it comes with traveling and doing other stuff like that. I get to meet a lot of different people too, though. So
I
it's
bet
pretty
that's
cool.
the fun part. Like knowing you get to travel.
It's hard being away from your family, but it's nice to travel and see different stuff, see different people, and you get to party. So that's always fun.
I bet
Not on the
it's
job.
fun.
Not on the job.
But yeah, one thing I thought was cool about like you could tell who's a bodyguard, like who does real security work, who doesn't, based on like remember that one situation with that one dude that worked at the cricket store.
Yeah.
And he tested his knowledge until it turned out he was whack.
Yeah.
He wasn't-
All right, go into it. What do you mean by
So
explain the story?
he had said he had worked at like a security company somewhere in Arizona or something.
He claimed to be all over the
Yeah.
state though, right? Like
Yeah, he
everywhere?
was like some kind of badass mall cop or something. But like
Is his name Paul?
Juan? Wasn't it Juan?
I think it was Juan.
Oh,
He was a cool dude, but I think that he wanted to tell everybody that he was an alpha, instead of just letting it show. So if you have to tell somebody that you're an alpha, you're not an alpha.
yeah.
So and that's just what it was. He talked about all these different guns that he carried, but did know that some guns had magazines and not clips. Some guns, some rifles, you carried a certain way. So it was kind of a little odd how he talked about it, and then me knowing about guns, tactics, and everything else. I was like, it's kind of questionable. So it's like you guys. If somebody asked y'all, who's the best superhero, y'all have some kind of knowledge of that.
Yeah, compare other ones.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
y'all read comics.
Yeah.
Y'all stay in tune with the movies and stuff like that. So y'all know that, which I do too. I remember there was this one video that you guys had that said who was the best Robin, and I was listening to you guys. I was like, they're all wrong.
Hey, that was our
Well, who's
expert that
the
day,
best
huh?
one in your
Yeah, that was
opinion,
the-
or is it factual?
Oh, it's factual.
Oh.
Everybody knows who the best Robin.
The first
In your
one,
opinion, who's the best one?
Dick Grayson, of course.
Dick Grayson. Yeah, the first
Shout
one.
out, go
Like,
look at our other.
Shout out
episode.
Dick Grayson.
Oh, go Dick, go Dick.
Yeah. So
What did we say in that video?
remember we talked
Man,
about like different types of Robins and stuff.
Oh, we didn't say there was a best one.
Well, we did, but we're talking more about like detective wise and
Yeah.
Oh, their skills.
skills, yeah,
Skills level.
athletic wise,
Yeah.
all that type of stuff. Whereas we could have,
Yeah.
covered a
I
little
think it
bit
was
more.
one of y'all's initial videos that y'all started.
Yeah.
I think that was the first time we brought a guest.
No, the
Or
first one was
second-
Jonathan. The first one, yeah, the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, off track anyway. All right,
Yeah.
or I don't know if you answered this earlier or not, but did you work for yourself, or you work within a company?
So, you usually start with the company, 'cause that's who pays for your security license to go through, and then you do armed and unarmed, and you work with them from anywhere from 30 days to a year, depending on how long that is.
So you have to have a license.
But
Yeah.
that's
didn't
a
know
good thing
that.
though, having a
You-
contract, right?
You have to have a security license, and that's both unarmed and armed, and you have to have it for so long. And then you also, like, if you were to go and do your own business, you have to be bonded either by yourself or by the LLC or the company that you're securing.
So when you have a license, all right, what do you have to do to get it, and what does it certify you to
So
do?
most of the
Yeah,
time,
what keeps it from anybody getting a license?
I mean, they do background tests on you to make sure you're not crazy, you're not a felon.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
If I knew that, I would feel
I thought
safer around
anybody- I thought
security
anybody.
security people.
Well, I mean, sometimes you get companies that hire anybody to do security,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah, the
And-
ones in
It'd be cheap.
Walmart. You seen the ones in Walmart, right?
Bro,
I
the
seen
one-
tiny old lady. I'm like, what's she gonna
Hey,
do? Like
I
in my
think-
head.
I think-
guy in my Walmart, he's a bus driver during
I
the day.
I think those aren't security. I think they're loss prevention officers. I think that's what they're called.
Really?
Like the one
Yeah.
at my
Everybody
store,
calls
all
it
he
security.
does is wear a gray hoodie. He just walks around, pretend to buy stuff.
Oh, okay.
That's all
Yeah.
he does.
Yeah, that's
Ah,
loss prevention, I
yeah.
think. But I think security guard. I think a lot of people mistake security guards for loss prevention officers because of they kind of have the same role. The loss prevention officers make sure that you're not stealing things, you're not hurting anybody, you're not hurting the property and stuff like that. Where security guards, they're usually working at clubs with bouncers or parking garages, make sure nothing's being stolen out of vehicles, stuff like that. And then you have unarmed, which work at malls or high end stores to make sure you're not pocketing stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then they have the ability to detain you, like an officer,
Mm-hmm.
or hold you there till an officer is there. And then a security guard that's armed is able to protect, defend, high value goods, jewelry stores, a multitude of places. And who would you rather have, armed or unarmed?
Yeah.
Armed, of course.
Yeah, for sure.
So you have more opportunities as an armed security guard.
Yeah, that's why I don't agree with the Disney World security, the ones that have the badges with the mouse on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
I
they
mean, but you
unarmed?
never know.
They're unarmed, right?
Yeah.
They have to be.
They have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would be.
Yeah, and depending on like if it's a gun-free zone or a plethora of laws, you have to check up on those, because me as a security guard or as an executive security guard or as a bodyguard or whatever I want to identify myself as that day, because depending on where you go, you want to use different lingos, because if you go to a nightclub and you're a security guard, then you're outside. That's it. Now, if I tell them I'm this person's executive security, you're in there like swimwear. You're making sure that no one goes around them. You're taking care of them and stuff like that. And then you've got to have your badge and most of the time your paperwork that shows who you are and what you're doing there. But most of the time, a security guard is kind of, common courtesy. No.
So do you get your work from like recommendations, or is there like
mostly it's
site?
word of mouth. And
is there like a kind of like a website where like they post jobs or whatever?
Yeah, like
Or
like
that, yeah.
eBay or
eBay,
So-
Craigslist.
essentially I started, just doing, little gigs here and there. And because I speak Spanish, it allowed me to get into the Hispanic community. So communities that didn't have security guards for
The
do you
language
call it?
barrier, would you say?
no, it's just that they didn't know that they could afford one.
Oh,
Let alone somebody that spoke both English and Spanish.
yeah.
Like there's a few nightclubs or after hours clubs that didn't know that they could afford security based off of whatever criteria they met, and that helps out a lot, because not having security versus having security allows you to bring in a lot more different people. People feel more secure to come into your spot and hang out. I don't know if y'all heard, but there was a shooting here recently in Murfreesboro at a hookah bar.
I think I
That
did hear about
that could have been avoided by
They had no security.
they had no security.
So
That could have been avoided just having a security guard.
Yeah.
And that's a troublesome area anyways. And if you have a security guard that more than anything communicates with people very well, stuff's not gonna happen.
I ain't gonna lie. I've been to a couple parties where the security guard was trash.
Yeah.
Where he wants to provoke violence.
Oh,
instead
yeah,
of
yeah.
Dismiss it
No.
because he's trying to show off like, oh, I'm the security.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that goes back to, an alpha doesn't have to let everybody know, hey guys, I'm an alpha, and you may not be an alpha as a security guard, but you do have to portray a certain image, that, you're the authority there and you're there just to make sure everybody's safe and, gets where they need to be and, nobody's doing stuff they shouldn't.
So, how would you say from when you first started? How many events have you worked in total? Say,
Ooh.
and what do they include? If you could provide?
I mean, I've worked pool parties, car meets,
I know car meets that.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Like organized ones or like just
so sometimes you've got car meets like the one over on Bell Road, by the Global Mall. That's something that they have you patrol. Make sure everything's okay because that one used to get kind of big. And then
money invested in.
right,
Yeah.
and then mostly it's really smaller gigs like after hours nightclubs, and then events. Most of my clients are Hispanic, so they pay me fairly well. And then depending on how they pay you is another story. As your own company, you can exchange your goods and services or money.
Is that just depending on you, the person?
Depending on your company. Yeah, depending on your company.
I
So
was about to ask you about that. Has there ever been a situation where someone didn't want to pay up, even though you
have to pay
no.
first, right?
Not really, because essentially you get paid first.
Yeah.
And then they cut you like a little bonus after if there's any issues. So
kinda dumb to not take the payment.
yeah,
first.
yeah, because no, no, and then if you have to call in for more guards, so like say it's myself, 2 others, and the capacity of the amount of people that are there, just it outnumbers us, so I'll have to call in for 2 more. Then I've got to be like, hey, look, I've got to invoice you for 2 more guys. And most of the time they're like, sure, fine. And then sometimes they'll haggle you on the price, which, it's understandable, but it's simple,
Now, when you call in a couple guys, is that just to make your job easier, or are you required?
Definitely. But there's certain times where you're required to get more security guards involved.
Like under your license, you have to call in more guys, right?
Not really. Not unless it's like a Drake style event,
Yeah.
But every now and then, it gets a little
Rowdy
because you got to think, people are drinking, and Hispanics love to fight.
Especially when they put on some songs.
Oh my god! Not just that, but I think
rowdy.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. The worst people I've had to deal with are females. They will spit in your face, like they'll scratch you.
Like, were you trying to kick them out or something,
Yeah.
or contain them?
They think you're not gonna hit them back. Huh?
They think you ain't gonna touch them, and I'm a guy. I'm definitely not gonna hurt a female. But if you spit in my face, especially now post COVID, you might get maced in the motherfucking mouth.
You might get thrown in the pool. You might get thrown in the pool.
Shoes, but then that uppercut coming from
Yeah,
the floor.
no. I mean, I'm all up for equal rights and equal lefts.
Me too.
Me
too.
No, I mean, I definitely wouldn't put hands on a female, but I would have to restrain her at least, because
a couple of jabs here.
Yeah.
So do you have guys that work for you, or are they like they work for themselves, or when you call in guys?
So some of my guys are 1099s, which are self-employed, and then some of them are under our LLC.
Okay.
So it just like say you have gotten your security license and you started your own practice, and you needed to make some extra money on the side. I could be like, hey, come make $200 a night, and I'll put you in the LLC.
Like if you're bringing people on, I'm guessing you test them yourself first, right?
I mean, most of the time you've got your own stuff, like you've got your own credentials and everything that I can see, your resume, stuff like that. But when I bring you on, most of the time I'll bring you on to a soft event to see how you handle stuff.
Yeah.
And then from then on we go to other stuff.
Yeah, I guess you got tested to handle the pressure.
Yeah, that and like how you treat people. How you treat people is the biggest thing. You catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar, because more people will listen to you if you treat them with respect and you're like, hey, look, I'm trying to get you home. You're drunk as fuck. Let me call you an Uber versus get the fuck out of my parking lot, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the hood you were talking about.
That's the hood in me.
Yeah, okay.
So go more into that. How should as a security worker, or was it as an executive?
So as
security?
a security guard, I feel you should be firm but fair. Just because you're dealing with the public.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a police officer a little bit. Police officers, they get a lot more training though. But you're a security guard. You're only trained for so much. After that, call them boys because they can handle it from there. But because you're a security guard, if you talk to somebody and be like, "Look, bro, this is just my job. I just have to make sure that I get home. I've got family and stuff too. Please just, get in your truck."
All right. So has there ever been a time where I know you're supposed to protect your main client, but has he ever asked you to protect more people than he said
Oh, of course.
originally? Because I
Of
know
course.
he's not just looking out for himself. But
Yeah.
family members with him.
You charge him more for that, or are you like, how do you handle that?
I mean, you kind of gauge that. And the reason why I say that is, if it's like 2 or 3 people, it's perfect. That's kind of expected because most artists have an entourage.
Yeah.
They're
not gonna walk by.
Yeah, they're tattoo artists. Random stuff like that. So it becomes a liability when it's like more than 5 or 6 because you can't swivel
One
your head
person?
through. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't swivel your head like that. But at the same time, it depends on who it is. Like myself, I could probably take care of 5 folks, at a time. But a newbie, maybe 2.
If I put myself in a situation I just started off, I'd only be able to handle one person
Yeah.
at most.
Yeah.
And that's barely.
Because the biggest thing that you have to look for is hands and pockets.
Yeah.
Hands and pockets. Your eyes are everywhere at the same time.
Dude, does that even get well? And then again, you're not there for pleasure though. So
It's your
there
job.
for work. Yeah.
It's your job, and you get amazing job perks. Amazing job perks.
Yeah, a bit.
So what do you mean? What kind of perks?
Amazing. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
as far as me doing security for other folks, you get perks as in money, gifts, vacation times. They pay for everything pretty much, and then also get to go to parties that are very relaxed,
Yeah.
very lenient, and that's those are the parties that you want to go to and be relaxed. You're part of the entourage then.
Like I'm guessing it's a lot of mental toughness too to be able to focus on only.
I'm sure you could do that. I mean,
So-
it sounds easy.
So
I mean, if he's talking about like
It
really
sounds
relaxed, there's girls everywhere looking
Okay.
that good.
I mean, when you're wearing a whole uniform and everything, you can't really relax.
Well, I mean that's
Yeah.
the thing. Most of the time, this is my uniform.
Oh,
When you become executive security or you're taking care of, an individual, you have to look like you're part of the crew.
You want to look obvious?
really?
Yeah, because if something were to happen, they would never guess it. They were never
I
like
see what you're saying.
like as is. I came in here, guys, and I've got the G26 on me, and like nobody knew I had this on me. We got 12 rounds, Glock 26. So you don't know. You don't know because
So I was under the impression that you try to look like security so people know
Well, I
you're
mean,
there
think
and
about it,
Of
like,
not
if
course.
someone's
anything.
trying to go after your target and they're gonna see you out the bat.
Yeah.
Does it depend on the situation?
it does. It does. So, when you're out and about shopping, when you're doing your thing, you want to just look like you're one of the guys. When you're doing the event,
Like parties?
not like concerts, like my most recent adventure. I would go with them to the mall, go out to eat. We'd go hang out. I'd eat with them. I'd hang out with them. We'd be in the same vehicle. We'd drink. I would drink a beer with everybody. I wouldn't, go over the limit, but I'd take
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 10 shots.
Just what?
Only
Huh?
10 shots. Yeah. Keep it safe. 11
That
too
threw me
much.
off. I was like, huh?
You don't want to leave it an odd number. You know what I'm saying?
So, you want to feel relaxed, you want to feel okay, but at the same time, you got to be vigilant. So if you look like you're part of everybody hanging out, they're gonna be laxed. So they'll create mistakes. They'll shuffle pockets. They'll reveal like the butt of a gun or a knife,
And
or
you'll
you'll
pay
notice a
attention the whole
pattern.
time.
Yeah, you'll notice a pattern, and then once you notice that pattern, boom, vámonos a la chingada, get the fuck out of here. You know?
Go into body language. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, body language is a big thing. A lot of people don't notice whenever somebody lies or whenever somebody doesn't want to look at you. They'll be looking at you, and either look left or look right. They'll
Damn.
always look left or right. If I'm looking at you and
Yeah.
and you start to feel
Like,
uncomfortable,
like
yeah, you'll look away either left or right, and they'll do it multiple times
without them even noticing. Yeah.
and without it noticing.
Do you
Yeah.
always notice, or you let it slide? Or since it's your job, you probably
Because
notice
it's
it
my
all the
job,
time, right?
I have to, and sometimes I'm hypersensitive to stuff, so they might just do it because it's an impulse.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a habit, and I take it as, oh fuck, I better watch this person. And really they're not. But that's my job.
Yeah, good to be safe than sorry. Yeah.
You know, I'm always cocked and locked, ready to go. The Glock is hot at all times. So
One in the chamber, ready to go.
ready. So I mean, if you guys are watching and you see me and you guys try something, don't, because I promise you, I'm a better shot than you. And I mean, not to be cocky, but that's.
Oh no,
It's
man!
your
Have you seen
job,
my
I mean,
Call of
yeah.
Duty KD, bro? That's pretty good.
Yeah.
we got a buddy that's been doing jiu-jitsu, Yeah, I
Oh
gotta keep
yeah,
him.
for sure. And you
You ever heard of Warzone, Call of Duty? Hey, bro, I'm just saying.
Send my ass to the gulag.
So, it's just it's a big thing, when people notice when you become an executive security of artist, and then the artist or the fans of that artist want to they want to hang out with you, or they want to take pictures with you, or they want to take pictures of guns, stuff like that.
With the
That's
security?
super cool. Yeah.
Ah.
So you kind of become like a like a like a persona,
Uh-huh.
So say like you guys are the Shlumpedcast.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I've became El Armero. So
Yeah.
that's why I've started my page and show people shooting, show my guns off and stuff like that, because they wanted to see.
They want to
more.
learn from you
Right.
because they come
Wow.
It's flattering, because at first I was like, nah, don't nobody want to get to know me, until my artist was like, you should go ahead and open up a page and stuff like that, because what you have to say and how you do it is interesting, because you have a unique way of doing it, and you do it in 2 different languages.
to you. Yeah,
So,
that's
go,
true.
go onto about your page. So you.
So it's just a small Instagram page that I started, and what I do is, I'll
put it.
you'll tag it up right here.
Yeah, I'll
It's
do
just,
it.
So it's just,
we're gonna have to put it
on my belly right here. So it's just el.armero on Instagram, and I was thinking about doing like YouTube videos and stuff too, but I'm just busy.
You could do
So-
TikTok too. That's what a lot of people been doing. It's
Yeah.
convenient, easy.
I've seen how fast you
Get
can
to
take
the
apart
word.
a handgun.
Yeah, but the thing is, with TikToks, they are not very pro Second Amendment.
Oh, so they'll ban you,
They'll ban
right?
you or shadow ban you.
What about
shadow
reels?
ban is more
What
likely.
about
Yeah.
Instagram reels?
Instagram reels it's easier on Instagram because there's a lot of other gun.
And then Facebook, most definitely, right?
Oh yeah, Facebook. But I mean,
Hey, what's up?
not
What's
not
that?
not a lot of my community really Facebook, so it's on.
Instagram.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but here's the thing. My niche is out there, because not only do I cater to Hispanics, but I cater to people that are 2A community. I cater to security guards, police officers, all that stuff, because we could all relate to, situations that happen to us. But then I joke about shit like that, and not only that, but we turn it into a plus. We always teach people that you have rights, and from those rights, you can do so much stuff. Like a lot of us that are immigrants didn't know that you could own handguns. That we can go take classes and learn how to shoot these guns. That our moms and dads can go with us
Mhm.
and learn how to shoot these guns, so stuff doesn't happen. They're no longer victims. Now they can defend themselves. Now that they have the knowledge and the tools, they're no longer.
I ain't gonna lie. Before I started learning about guns, I used to think only the police were allowed to carry guns.
Right.
Like, cause
Right.
they got badges, all
Yeah.
that.
I
Yeah.
mean,
I didn't know really people like even if you didn't have papers or nothing. Like,
definitely, and I mean, you guys as citizens, can have own guns as long as you're not a felon. So, I mean, it's great for you guys to learn your rights, and more so now than ever because, and not to get political or anything, but
Oh, we're gonna get political. I have questions. We're gonna get political.
less than your rights are becoming less and less. So, a lot of people don't understand that because of our First Amendment,
Uh-huh.
we have the freedom to speak and say whatever the fuck we want. And that's because we protected with the Second Amendment. So,
yeah.
know,
All right, so I'll go more into guns, but let me ask this first. Have you ever used your gun during
yeah.
like had to fire or even just even show it just to prove a point or whatever?
So I've had to discharge my weapon before,
Uh-huh.
and then I've had to just draw it. One of the first times that I drew it was on a 14-year-old kid, and he was fighting with another kid, and we separated the fight. He drew a weapon, and
Okay.
instantly you engage, and that was scary for me because
That scare anybody.
that's a 14-year-old kid.
Yeah.
I never thought about that because it's not always gonna be a grown ass dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you have that split second of, can I take this kid's life? And it's yours or theirs. And they've already drawn the gun. So what are you going to do? And we have a saying that us that are Hispanics, it goes, de que lloren en la casa mía, a que lloren en la tuya, mejor en la tuya. So it's, instead of crying at my house, they're going to cry at your house. And, that's what it is. I'm going to put you on the t-shirt. I'm sorry.
So I had one of my coworkers. He did security too, and I was talking. I was telling him I considered. I probably will consider getting a gun. And then since he did security work, kind of like how you were. But he used to do it part time, but you don't do it as much anymore. And we were talking about when can you actually like legally shoot a gun. Like go more into that. Like when can you actually shoot without getting in trouble by the law?
Oh, make sure you're protected by law.
Yeah.
My 2-year-old has shot a gun.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean,
Well, like, let's say, towards an individual.
I mean, depending on your laws. Yeah.
Self-defense, yeah.
Yeah, so depending on your laws, if somebody comes into your home, if somebody's causing you bodily injury, if somebody's causing you bodily injury in your vehicle, if you're in your vehicle and somebody's trying to rob you, I mean, all those times apply. Pretty much, it goes back to if you're in danger of your life, you can't get away.
Mhm.
That's when you can use lethal force. If you're in your home, I'm sorry, but y'all gonna have to pick him up. I'm gonna call and I'm gonna be like, hey guys, y'all gonna have to bring a bag because he's not gonna make it. And I joke about it, but you came to my house where my son lives, where my dog eats, where my family stays. Like, you invaded all of my privacies. That door was locked for you, not for me. It was for you. You came, you passed all those things, and now I'm here. So it's a wrap.
I forgot what state it was. There was a situation though where someone had broke into someone's home at night, and I guess when the person who lived at that home pulled out the gun, the dude was trying to run away. The dude still shot him because he still trespassed, but they got the dude for shooting him because he was trying to run away.
So that's
kind of tricky. Like,
that's kind of tricky, and some laws are a little off. If you shoot somebody in the back, then it's kind of like a gray area because maybe they're trying to leave. They were no longer a threat to you. Now, if you're already shot, if you already bleeding, if they've already engaged you and you engage back and they're running, you don't know if they're running or not. You don't know
they
if you
could be
shot them in
getting
the back
another
or not.
weapon.
Getting other
Yeah,
people,
getting other
back
people.
up, something.
So again, would you rather be judged by 12 or carried by 6? Catch me in the courtroom, cause you ain't about to see my mom crying.
Yeah,
Oh.
the way I think about it is like they knew what they were doing. They came
Yeah.
there for a reason.
Yeah.
There's no excuse all because he was running away. Like,
Yeah.
nah, because he came there in the first place.
For sure. I mean,
So he's
no,
running
and then you take the risks. They take the risk. How'd you feel? And a lot of people have been like, so you feel like your property is worth more than somebody's life? No. But if they were to come and ask me for something, I'd help out. But you're taking it from me. I've worked for this. I've busted my ass off. How would you feel like if somebody just took that car from you?
Yeah.
Fuck that. It's a wrap. And that's not just the tequila talking.
I mean, you want those?
Oh yeah.
What is your what do you think about the recent shooting? Because ever since this month and last month, I feel like there's been a crazy increase of shootings for whatever reason.
Well, it's hot. Summertime.
Yeah.
A lot of activity outside.
It's,
families everywhere.
The block gets hot during the summertime.
The block gets hot.
Anybody that has lived in underprivileged areas or ghetto or the barrio or the project,
Antioch.
Yeah. Anybody that's lived anywhere like that, they know that when it gets hot, it gets hot. So people come out in troves, not just to hang out and have fun, but to make the block hot. So with warmer weathers, more people are out, so more crimes out.
You ever been to Memphis? East Tennessee?
I tell you what, I like Memphis. Memphis has got some real nice places.
I've been to Bill Street. Bill Street's pretty cool. It has some restaurants that are good. But
people say people say Memphis is crazy. But I feel more comfortable in Memphis than I did in Dallas. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is Dallas? Is that where
is it because Memphis is smaller or Dallas?
So
racial,
yeah. Cause I heard a lot of stuff. Texas.
So
in general.
Dallas Fort Worth area. So once I crossed into Fort Worth, there was no officer.
Ooh.
I was like, that's weird.
That's pretty fishy.
So we got to this private club, which is cool. It's awesome. For somebody to rent out a whole private club for you to come with your artist and they sing a song that they have made for you. It's fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
They're big ballers. And then, people come and hang out and other fans come to see that artist is amazing. So as soon as I got there, I took hold, I pretty much took charge of their security, let them know, hey, this is how we're going to do stuff. This is how we're going to keep everybody safe.
So do you do things like, get a good scope of the area, that type of thing?
So what we do is we'll do a dry run. We'll go and he'll do mic check. He'll do the sound checks. He'll check the floors, the steps.
Performing and all that.
Right. So his vocals got to be right. The mic's got to be good, just like you guys do.
Yeah.
I check my primary routes, my secondaries, my tertiaries. So what that means is I check all my exits, I check my windows, I check my driveways, check my parking, check all of that.
And do you go to the whoever's you're protecting usually and be like, all right, you have like a drill or an emergency procedure?
You go over, this happens, we're going.
Yeah. So and that's why you go that night.
Uh-huh.
Usually it's like a Thursday night or Friday afternoon, something like that, where nobody's there. You get a good, clear idea of what you're doing.
Right, so since we're on that topic, what's the most stressful event that you've had to do where everything was just set up bad?
The one in 4-4 that I was talking to you guys
just
about.
Of the lack of police everywhere.
The lack of the police and the lack of security. Security, they didn't have personal protection, and this was mid-corona. So I have pulled out. I
got your merch.
I keep I keep my gloves and I keep, a bunch of stuff gloves, gauze, and all kind of stuff. So I had to provide. I had to provide.
We should stick a bunch of stickers up.
Hey, we get the album right here.
Hell yeah. Run that shit, even though it's all white. But okay.
Oh, it's all white. Oh. I didn't think about that.
Hey,
We'll make it work.
Yeah, stick it on your laptop.
I don't want to stick it on there because I don't know when I'm getting rid of it.
Oh, so it's
you
like
know
that.
what?
Okay,
I
okay,
wanna get
okay. I see what's up. No, but so what happened in Fort Worth was, they weren't trained, and that's just, it happens.
Because
So
they didn't have a license, or they just
not sure,
not sure.
not sure, but I trained them on how to pat people down, how to check people, how to talk to people, and it worked. It was just smooth transition from their security to the way I want to do stuff. It was really cool because I don't know these guys. And all of a sudden they're asking me, "Hey, can I go to the restroom?" Like I run the place, right? So that was that's part of you not having to tell somebody that you're an alpha. Just show up.
They already know when you walk in.
Yeah.
You play the role. So everything was cool, everything was fine. And there was another club next door. So I go outside, we're patting people down. Next thing you know, like literally, I'm looking at the club entrance, and you just see them pop, 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 like let off a whole 17-round mag, and I'm like, oh shit,
Oh, that triggers you.
yeah,
instantly,
yeah.
huh?
So I'm like, get inside, because I saw them shooting up in the air,
So they're
and
just drunk.
they were just drunk, and they weren't shooting at us or anything, but that automatically you go into that defensive mode, and you're like, everybody get inside. Well, the security guards were just laughing it off. They're like it happens all the time there. Cool, it may happen all the time, but still, I've got to protect these people.
Rounds are being fired. technically.
Yeah. So they're like, well, it happens all the time. So I'm thinking, okay, cops are gonna show up any minute now.
Nobody, not a single one.
Not a
Not even
single
a
person.
cruise by like they're checking it out.
And in situations like that, you pull out, bigger weapons. So on my kit,
Oh yeah.
usually I carry flashlight, gloves, my pistol, bigger mags.
Oh, if you can hold it up to the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Pookie, can you hold the mic?
Yeah,
Hold it
yeah. I
up.
just gotta reload his ammunition real quick.
and it's heavy. It's heavy. So this is my gear that I regularly wear. Gloves. I got a medical pack, and everything else like that. So
Yeah, they'll see it.
So yeah, and it's just you can wear soft plate, which is just Kevlar, or what I've got in here is actual body armor. And
So it protects you from stab wounds too, right? Or
yeah,
stabs,
for sure. So you might be able to hear it. So that's actual metal. That'll take I want to say about 15 to 20 rounds of 7.62 by 39. So that's an AK.
So you're like Batman, right? You got like 10 of those in your closet.
Yeah, I this is just like my standard one that I went and grabbed real quick. And you have like different setups and different kind of stuffs. Like you have these big drum mags in case you get in situations.
Those drum mags, where would they go? In your gun?
They go in my gun.
Oh, that sounds
yeah. So
that sounds
and then
cool.
you got your radios. Usually I'll wear a radio on my front, and I'll have an ear loop. Yeah. So
to contact other people working with you.
Yeah.
You don't want to just leave your position away,
And then depending on the guns that we carry,
hold it up.
Empty. That's one of my 1911s.
11 clean with the Ruger badge on it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the baby. So that I'll carry that.
Look clean.
Yeah. See, that's the radio that we use.
I know this is off topic, but or everybody knows the case. The lady that shot that traffic stop and she was trying to grab the taser, but she grabbed her gun. I don't know how different that gun
Okay.
is from this gun, but this has weight. I'm pretty sure all guns have weight. So how would a lady, you know what I mean? How that lady mistaking it for a taser? That's
So
don't tasers have the same feel?
got.
but I don't think it's that heavy.
Nah,
Because this has weight.
Because-
This you can feel it.
And I call bullshit.
Kind of lady give your hand in the back of the restaurant. Over.
And I call bullshit to that situation just because
Even in the heat of the moment, that thing has
Yeah.
weight. Like Jesus
you're
Christ.
me
Yeah.
that I've had training for hell, 7-8 years. Know the difference between my primary and my taser, or my TX-26, my TX-27, whatever. And some of them have an extra cap that lets you reload taser, and it feels different than your Glock. Not just that, but some of them you literally have to switch on from the top, and that's what turns it on and gets you going. And they have like a blinking light, or they've got a strobe laser that lets you know where those prongs are gonna hit. And you never know at the heat of the moment. Also, something's gonna happen. Yeah. I mean, you don't know where her head was at, but they train you for that. You are a police officer, especially her. She had all kind of training.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's pretty sketchy. That's like you said, bullshit.
In the video, to me, it looked like she was trying to play it off. Like she knew she shot him, but she was like, "Oh crap!
Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe I did it." That's.
Yeah.
It looked like she was trying to play it off.
For sure.
Ooh.
This is
It's that Warzone special.
This would be like my rifle that I would carry, and I'd usually carry it with a
Is the mic picking them up?
with a standard.
So I would usually carry it with the 30 rounder, just because it makes it simpler for me to do that. But if stuff gets a little crazy or I need it,
I mean, look how compact that was, though. Like you can fit that in your laptop.
Yeah. So you bring or I mean for demonstration, but do you usually bring that much, or you limit yourself to like how much you
Is
carry,
it
or
that same saying, like better safe than sorry?
so most of the time I'll have my rifle, or a carbine, which is what this is. This is a carbine, or a rifle, which is like a M14, or which is my Mini 14, or an AK, an AR. This is 9mm. So this and yeah, and so this magazine right here interchanges with my Glock.
that's good then.
That's good.
Yeah,
to
that's
have
good.
all the same, because like you don't want something that has a rare type of ammunition because it's not.
Yeah. So
What happens is I can interchange magazines. So let's say that my primary goes down, right, and I can't,
Jam or something
Yeah.
like that.
like this jams or something or whatever. I can pull this mag out and use it on my.
GTA style, just so
So I still have the same amount of bullets in this big boy mag, and now I can use it here and continue to engage.
Non-stop, huh?
Yeah.
Ever had
So-
to use the rifle during work?
Yeah. Once crowds get a little rowdy, you wanna.
So you just like what you have it visible?
Yeah.
Per
you
se,
just- Really, it's just hanging. It's the rifle's really for show.
Yeah.
It's just a show of force that
Yeah, like watch your
Don't
ass.
play with me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
watch your ass.
Yeah, and it's fucking amazing.
Is there ever an alpha game with like who got the biggest caliber?
And you know what? At some events, you never know. Other people may have rifles. Yeah, right there. You push that down and it goes forward. Nah. Boom.
Bro, that just it feels
Yeah,
mean.
and it's
like,
just-
And it's just
How heavy is that?
it's not heavy, and that's just the basic rifle,
Uh-huh.
right? That's just me shooting 9mm, which is the same thing that I have. And the reason why I do that is so I can keep the same amount of the same type of caliber and the same type of magazine, and not have to worry about
That's the
You know,
thumbnail.
different mags.
That's the You said this ain't
Because,
heavy.
like,
This is heavy.
Think about if you're moving around a lot, it's so like mobile. Like you don't
Yeah.
gotta.
Yeah. This is a thumbnail.
But this is heavy though. I mean, you say it's not. I mean, I guess for somebody that handles guns, but
Yeah.
for me, yeah, this has weight.
I mean, the AR-15 that my brother has way heavier.
Yeah, and you know what? It's this is just a little bit of what I carry.
If need be,
So during the job, you have like, you don't carry all that on person, do you?
Did you see his truck he pulled in?
So usually I'll carry my vest
Yeah.
and I'll just carry my handgun or a full size handgun, and then I'll carry my 26 as a backup, and the rifle will stay in the car or in their bag or whatever in case it needs to come out. Hardly ever have I had to pull it out, but there's been two situations where you pull it out, and one was just for show. He wanted me to pull it out so he could take pictures with it, and the other time people were getting a little bit rowdy, and it was good to have a show of force. Hey, we got it if we need it, But that was it.
Yeah. Have any stories where somebody like tested you? Like, you know what I mean? Like in that type of way.
Not just your client, like anybody.
Like just a regular person went up to you and they were like, like testing you in that way.
Yeah, like there was another security guard that that wanted to test my nuts, by just calling me names, and like I was like, how are you? Like, bro, we're
What does he want? He want to get a shot or something? Why you
I
acting
think-
like that?
Like that thing you talk about establishing alpha male.
yeah, and I think
Oh,
that's
okay.
what it was. It's just that was his way of saying, hey, I'm better than you, or hey, I'm bigger than you. And my artist immediately caught on to that, and he was offended for me. But my professionalism kicked in, and I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, I got you. Because you're gonna piss him off more by ignoring him.
Yeah.
Not letting it get to you.
Yeah. And he started making up all kind of rules that I couldn't take my guns inside, I couldn't wear my vest.
Alright, so how did that make you feel then? Because like he's literally trying to strip you of what you need to. Share.
Yeah, I mean, it was troublesome, but you just kind of go with the punches. I still went in there, with the vest on and everything I needed.
Still got these.
Yeah, I mean, as a bigger guy, bro, I can still fling a motherfucker out here. I tell all my friends, I still have maybe anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes of a good like ass whooping left in me. So if you make me use those 5 to 10 minutes, well, you get your ass beat. For sure. But I mean,
the H-Town beating.
Yeah.
H-Town?
and and you know me.
Yeah.
I can talk to people,
Yeah.
and I can make them go from fuck you to all right, I'm gonna buy something. So it's really how you talk to them. It's el verbo. It's how you say stuff. And I think that's my biggest quality that I have, is that I can talk somebody down off of that cliff.
So would you say that your cricket experience carried over definitely to what you're doing now?
I think just my experience, period,
In general, yeah.
yeah, carried over, just because before I was a manager at cricket, I was talking, I was selling stuff. I've always been a hustler. Not only do I
Top grade Motorola's, you know what I'm saying?
Motorola's? He's
Yeah,
selling burner phones on the side.
shit, we do a little something out here.
H-Town?
But it's just part of you. You bring all your life experiences into everything. Just like this interview. All my life experiences brought into how we talk and everything.
And we really do appreciate you for coming.
Yeah,
out
thank
today.
you.
For sure.
I'm sure it's kind of like I want to refreshing, relieving that you get to share your life experience.
Yeah. It's nice talking about all
reminiscent
the
kinda?
crazy stuff. Yeah.
You
for
ever
sure.
had to you say you had a son, right?
Yeah.
You ever had to do what's it called, where you bring your parents
Well,
job
bring
day,
the parents
career
to
day?
So,
show 'em
he's-
how you move around.
He's not old enough
No,
to go to school yet, but I'm sure by the time that he goes to school and we do that, hopefully I might be doing something else, not as dangerous, but if that's the case, then yeah, I'll show up. You know,
So, like if he chooses to go into like your footsteps, and
Oh, what would you
security
do?
work
Yeah.
too, then you just gonna go. I mean, because you're his dad, of course. You're
yeah,
gonna show him,
I'll have like a crate of like my old stuff, and I'll be like, you know,
Pass it down.
I
Pass down the
remember-
mantle.
I remember when I was still working at Cricket, you showed me that you built him his own
Yeah.
fake gun rack. I mean, with like Nerf tools. Or was
Nerf
it
toys. Oh,
guns?
that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Shoot.
So he loves Nerf guns. So he kept a bunch of Nerf guns just laying around. So I got tired of stepping on them, and I got tired of you know always breaking them and stuff like that. So what I did was I built him a little box, little shelf where you put your guns on it. And I got the idea from John Wick, where he had like
Yeah.
a row of
Uh-huh.
guns, and I just put them up there. I did it. I think I sent him to Chuck E. Cheese, and I did it while he was at Chuck E. Cheese. So when he got back, he had his Nerf guns all organized. This is the funny story. You see how I bring my bag and stuff, right?
Yeah, he got
So,
one too.
I always have a
You got
backpack.
Louis
I always carry a backpack and always keep guns, ammo, all kind of stuff in it. So before he leaves the house, he has a backpack, and I always put a
that's
Nerf gun in
cute.
it. So that's
Follow like
that's
son.
that's just how he is. So he tries to follow my footsteps a little bit.
Man, how's that gonna be for you once he grows up? He's gonna be on that same level.
Thankfully, he's been spending a lot more time with his mom, so he's been doing the ABCs and stuff like that. But I'm scared because once he starts hanging out with me more, he's gonna go back to that. And it's nice having a mini me.
You don't have to worry about him.
Yeah, and it's flattering that he would want to follow in my footsteps, but I would rather him to be a doctor or a pilot or
Yeah, because what
You
you
know,
do is a little bit
You
dangerous.
want the best for
hell yeah. But I
I
mean,
got-
it'd be cool as fuck.
you. And what- a
It'd be
mini-
cool as fuck. Mini me. Imagine that. Like,
Imagine one day he's gonna be rocking that Saints hat.
ooh.
Like he's gonna be like,
He'd be like, "Dad, can I borrow your 1911?" Be like,
Like you see an old picture of you, and you're like, "Son, when'd you take this picture?"
he's gonna be wearing the same polo one.
"Fuck yeah." He's Cortez's. Be like, "Hey, Dad, can I go into your crate real quick and borrow this gun?"
Sure.
All right. I got one last question to wrap it up. Now you kind of brought this earlier, which is convenient. What's your long term? Like you said earlier that you don't plan on doing this forever. So you ever think anything in the future that would carry over, or
I think long term, I would like to have maybe all my classes or maybe all of my what do you call them everything that I need to maybe teach how to do certain things
Mhm.
or like teach people how to get
Defend
their carry
themselves,
permits or
yeah.
defend themselves. I think that's really what I would want to do, just because there's so many people that are Hispanic or that are of different nationalities that don't know their rights. They don't know that they could defend themselves. And the reason I say this is because it hurts me. It hurts my soul to see these videos of people that are hardworking get beat up and their money stolen. And
Happens a lot in LA.
yeah, like the corn man or the raspa man
Metal.
or the candy guys, just get beat up and not know that they have rights to carry a firearm to defend themselves. Because y'all suckers that do that, y'all lames, y'all busters. When y'all come up to a real one, y'all won't ever do that. Y'all won't ever play that.
don't step foot in H Town. You know what I'm
Bro,
saying?
like that's literally a hustle that this man is
Yeah.
grinding for his
Like-
family.
Yeah, and I respect somebody that goes out from the fucking spit morning, till it gets dark and is walking, versus somebody that just pulls up and robs you to take your money. That's just
they too lazy.
yeah, it's just you're just the bottom of the barrel. You ain't worth it. So people like that, I feel are those that I want to educate, are those that I want to help, are those that I want to teach, and just teaching somebody that they have rights to do certain things or how to do it. I think I think leaves the legacy, and you impact more people that way because now they teach that to their kids, and so on and so forth. And now you have created, no longer are they sheep that, are being misguided and, left behind. Now they're wolves that are ready to fight back against those that, want to hurt them. And I think that's great. I think everybody deserves a chance to protect themselves.
Yeah.
So I got a couple questions for you guys.
Oh, questions for the Shlumpedcast.
We never had this before.
Okay.
Yeah, we never had. Now that I think about
So
it.
what made you guys think of having your own talk show, whatever this is, podcast?
We're like we're about pretty much. Well, I'm the youngest. No, Brandon's. We're like, you can say we're still teenagers basically.
Okay.
So basically,
Childhood friends.
PS4
Yeah.
party chats.
Okay.
We're like, we're talking. No,
So,
for real though, we're like, we're just talking in PS4 party chat, and we're like, you know what? For kids our age, we talk about some really serious, deep shit. You know what I mean? That I don't think other people be talking around our age. They'd be smoking,
think about
drinking,
it. You
going to
spending
parties. You know what I'm
hours
saying?
Playing games. But
Yeah, playing
You're
games.
talking with your
Yeah.
friends, and you just ask questions out of nowhere, like, and you realize, like, damn, this is actually a good conversation.
Makes sense.
Gone to waste.
We talk about
Not gone to waste, but like you can still add it to something
Yeah,
else. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
and we would go from one topic to the next. Like we were like, I can't name an example, but it would be like something totally irrelevant, and then something totally serious. It was just like that. We're like, hey, we should have a podcast.
Yeah,
And
like,
we kept
you know
joking. Like,
Candace from church.
Candace, no.
Yeah, Candace did.
So eventually, yeah, we started a podcast. And, here we are, and this was during COVID too. So during
Yeah.
COVID too, yeah.
And so I'm assuming you guys have learned a lot, as in like video editing, your voice tools, how sound bites work, all that stuff, and that's just on the fly.
You should see our first couple. I mean, it's not me, to be honest. It sounded terrible.
Man, but
It
like
sounds
it's
better
a
now.
learning experience though. Like
Yeah.
seeing where you started out first compared to where you move it on now and keep going. Like
Yeah.
it's amazing to look at.
Yeah, and how do y'all feel about that? How do y'all feel about y'all's accomplishments so far?
Very proud. Very proud.
Yeah.
I'd be very proud because I'd never pictured this in my life.
Yeah. So I've viewed y'all stuff, from the first time that y'all got on to now, and y'all's verbiage has changed completely.
Yeah, because he would say, a certain word a lot, and
Yeah,
I cut it out. Sometimes I miss it, but then I don't have to do it
You know
anymore.
when you live like a place like Antioch.
Yeah.
Like you talk different street language.
Yeah, for sure.
Lingo, but when he would replay it to me, it does seem unprofessional in a way.
Definitely. And so you guys have learned how to talk, how to speak, and how to have prolonged interviews.
Yeah.
So you guys have all kind of changed a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's just part of growth. So I give you a lot of kudos for that, because y'all have changed drastically within these past.
Thank you. I appreciate
Months.
it.
Thank you. Yeah.
So
All right, you already know it's been the Shlumpedcast again. Thank you again for Armero.
thank you guys. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, el.armero. All guns, all stuff. Please follow these guys. It's been great seeing them grow from the very first show to now. It's been amazing. Go follow the Shlumpedcast.
Shlumpedcast.
Okay,
Go.
yes. All right. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
No, to say. No. I appreciate it. Yeah. We got the clapper again.
It's been the Shlumpedcast.
That's it.